I'm currently staying in some friend's garage made into a temporary apartment until I get back on my feet. Right off the bat of moving in, I got weird vibes in it. For the first couple of weeks, I kept having intense nightmares that were partially sleep paralysis, where something is in the garage with me, hiding in the corners, watching me, then slithering around and peeking at me from the below the side of the bed, or something coming behind me and grabbing me. One specific window in the garage creeps me out the most. It's not covered with anything, so if anyone was outside, they could look in, and I cannot see out due to the lights I have on inside. My cat will often sit in the window and scratch at it as if she is trying to get something out of it, which is weird for her because she's freaked out by going outside is a big, wimpy, indoor pampered baby. So the only conclusion I have is that there is something out there she is trying to get at. One day, a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to music on my headphones. I had my laptop open, had nothing but the main screen on it. I was dancing around, vibing the music, when I suddenly heard a weird deep sound somewhere in the garage with me. When the song I had on was ending and I could slightly hear my surroundings again, I turned around and on my laptop screen was suddenly jumbled and glitchy looking, and then it started showing flashing these weird symbols that did not look familiar at all. I ripped my headphones off, and this terrifying sound was playing from my laptop, like this deep demonic voice that sounded like it was speaking backwards was playing. It was the scariest thing I would ever heard in the life, and I love spooky stuff, but this was like the type of evil voice that I have only heard in my absolute worst nightmares. It resembled the song Mask Ball from the Eyes Wide Shut soundtrack, but way deeper and more evil and creepy sounding. The strange, glitchy symbol kept flashing and changing on the screen while this weird backward voice was speaking through my laptop. I tried to shut it off or hit escape, but nothing was working, so I finally slammed it shut and immediately had a really bad panic attack. I ran inside to my friend's house and told him what happened while I had an absolute meltdown. I made them go back into the garage with me and inspect the laptop and plugs in everything. We could try to explain why it did. I made them go back into the garage with me and inspect the laptop and the plugs in everything we could to try to explain why it did that. We could not find an answer. What's even weirder is that we all noticed that my laptop was actually still on mute from when I muted it a couple of days earlier, making it even more strange that I was hearing this coming from my laptop speakers. It should not have been possible. I still have no idea what happened or why. I would love to chalk it up with some weird technology glitch, but I don't know. There was absolutely nothing open on my laptop at all, and it was muted. I don't have schizophrenia, or I am not crazy or anything. Like, I swear on my life, this happened and wasn't a hallucination or something. I really wish I had a logical explanation for it, because it would ease my mind. It really fucked me up really bad for a while. The night after it happened, I spent hours standing outside, smoking cigarettes, staring at the garage from afar, terrified to go in and sleep. I still have regular nightmares and sleep paralysis. of something being in there with me. Does anyone know how or why Does anyone know how or why my laptop would suddenly start flashing glitchy symbols and a backward demonic voice would start speaking through the muted speakers?